Have you ever looked back and realized that something your body tried to tell you had been there all along? Maybe it was a weird feeling in your chest, a change in how your food tasted, or just a bit of stiffness that felt different somehow. And you told yourself, it's just age, or, I'll wait and see. That's what many of us do. Especially when we've lived long enough to brush off discomfort as part of life. But sometimes, what feels small might be your body's quiet way of asking for help before it's too late. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 early warning signs that most people ignore, especially after the age of 60. They don't come with alarms or flashing lights. They show up as whispers, small, strange things you might not even think twice about. But these signs could be your first clue that something deeper is going on with your pancreas, an organ that rarely gets attention until it's in trouble. These insights come from a retired professor of internal medicine, Dr. William Bill Smith, who spent over 50 years diagnosing digestive diseases, especially pancreatic cancer. But this isn't just about medicine. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments below. And if you have any natural health tips of your own, feel free to share those too. Someone else might really benefit from hearing what's worked for you. Point 1. Ice-cold hands and feet with a warm, flushed face. Now let's talk about something you might have brushed off many times: cold hands or feet, especially at night, even when the weather's warm. Maybe you've had to wear socks to bed while your face feels hot or flushed for no clear reason. Most folks just think it's bad circulation or hormones. But when these things happen together, and keep happening, your body could be trying to warn you about something deeper, something involving your pancreas. The pancreas plays a quiet but important role in keeping your body balanced. It helps control your blood sugar and digestion, but it also communicates with your nervous system, the part that manages things like temperature, blood pressure, and your body's automatic responses. When your pancreas is in distress, whether from inflammation, a cyst, or something more serious, it can throw off that balance. That's when you start feeling those strange, mixed signals. Your hands and feet might feel like ice while your face feels warm or even sweaty. It's like your body doesn't know what temperature it's supposed to be. This happened to Dr. Smith's wife, Sarah. On summer nights, she'd pull out her wool socks and say her toes were freezing, while at the same time her cheeks were bright red and damp. At first, it just seemed quirky, nothing to worry about. But it was actually one of the first signs that something wasn't right in her body. Something the doctor, even with all his years of training, missed. These kinds of symptoms tend to show up between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., when your body is supposed to be resting and repairing itself. If your temperature feels off during these hours, pay attention. It might not be just menopause. It might not be just age. If it keeps happening, especially with other unusual symptoms, write it down. How often does it happen? Does it follow meals, or come when you're resting? This kind of tracking can help your doctor see patterns that lead to real answers. Point 2. A strange vibration below the breastbone. Now I want to talk to you about a feeling that many people ignore simply because it's hard to describe. It's not pain. It's not pressure. It's more like a quiet buzzing or vibration right below your breastbone, deep inside your upper belly. Some folks say it feels like a cell phone on silent mode humming inside their body. Strange, right? But if you've ever felt something like this, especially when lying down or sitting still, you shouldn't ignore it. That area below your breastbone is where your pancreas lives, tucked behind your stomach. It's surrounded by big blood vessels like the abdominal aorta. When your pancreas gets swollen, irritated, or starts to grow something that doesn't belong, like a cyst or tumor, it can press against these vessels. And because your aorta pulses with each heartbeat, that gentle pulsing can start to feel like a vibration when something's leaning on it. This is especially noticeable when your body is still, like early in the morning, before breakfast, or when you lie in bed at night. Dr. Smith shared that his wife Sarah once told him, in a soft voice, that she felt something strange just below her breastbone. "It feels like something's buzzing inside me," she said. He chalked it up to stress or digestion. But in truth, it was her body alerting her, giving her a quiet signal that something in her pancreas wasn't right. She felt the vibration for days before her other symptoms worsened. Here's something you can try if you felt anything like this. Lie on your back in a quiet room, with your knees bent slightly. Rest your hand gently on the area just under your breastbone. Take a few slow breaths and see if you notice anything rhythmic, something that's not your heartbeat and not the usual gurgling of your stomach. It might come and go. But if it's something you keep noticing over time, write it down. When does it happen? How long does it last? Does it get worse after eating? These details might not seem important, but they could help your doctor figure out what's really going on. Point 3. A sudden aversion to foods you once loved. Let me ask you something. Has there ever been a moment where you took a bite of your favorite food, and suddenly, it just didn't taste right? Or maybe the smell alone made you feel queasy, when it never used to before? That kind of change can catch you off guard. And for many older adults, it's easy to blame it on just getting older or having an off day. But when your body starts rejecting foods you've loved for years, especially heavy, rich, or protein-filled meals, it could be more than a picky appetite. It might be a red flag from your pancreas. The pancreas produces enzymes that help break down fats and proteins. When it's not working the way it should, whether due to inflammation, damage, or something more serious, your body struggles to digest those kinds of foods. Without even realizing it, your system starts pushing you away from meals it can't handle. So instead of enjoying that roast beef, grilled salmon, or buttery mashed potatoes, you feel nauseous just thinking about them. That's exactly what happened to Sarah. Dr. Smith remembered the night he made her favorite dish, pot roast, something she used to look forward to. But as the aroma filled the kitchen, she winced and asked him to open the windows. "It's too strong," she said. "It's turning my stomach." He thought she was just having a sensitive day. Maybe a little stomach bug. But looking back, he realized it was her body's way of saying, "I can't process this anymore. Something's wrong." This isn't about being fussy or losing your taste buds. It's a survival instinct. Your body knows what it can't handle and tries to protect you, even if the signals are easy to dismiss. So if you suddenly can't stand the smell of certain meats or oils, or if you find yourself skipping meals you used to love, don't just let it go. Keep a small food journal. Write down when the change started, what foods turn you off, and how your body reacts. Does it make you feel bloated, nauseous, or unusually tired? Point 4. A sweet or sour smell in sweat or breath. Now let's talk about something that's easy to overlook, your body odor or the way your breath smells. Most of us don't notice it ourselves. You get used to your own scent over time. But sometimes, it's a family member, a friend, or a caregiver who points it out. Maybe they ask if you used vinegar to clean. Maybe they say your breath smells fruity or sour, even if you haven't eaten anything strange. It might feel embarrassing in the moment, but it could actually be one of the first signs your body is warning you about a pancreatic problem. You see, the pancreas plays a key role in managing your blood sugar by producing insulin. When it stops working properly, your blood sugar can go off track. And when that happens, your body might switch to using fat for energy instead of sugar. This process creates something called ketones, and those ketones are released through your sweat, your breath, and even your urine. The result? You might start to smell a little sweet, sour, or like overripe fruit. Some even describe it as a nail polish remover kind of smell. That's what happened in Sarah's case. Her daughter came over one weekend and immediately asked if someone had spilled vinegar. She noticed the change right away. But Sarah brushed it off, saying maybe it was something she cooked, or just a strong cleaner. Dr. Smith didn't think twice about it either. But later, he realized it was one of the earliest signs her body was under stress. This kind of scent change doesn't usually come alone. It can show up alongside other signs like fatigue, a change in appetite, or stomach discomfort. But even by itself, it's worth noticing. If someone you trust says something smells off, take it seriously. Ask them what they noticed. When did it start? Is it stronger at certain times of day or after you eat? And if you're the one noticing it in a loved one, speak up, but gently. You might be the first person to notice something they can't sense themselves. These aren't silly observations. They might be the very clue that leads to catching something early, when it's still treatable. Point 5. Morning knee stiffness and pain in both joints. Let's talk about something almost every older adult has felt at some point: stiff knees in the morning. You get out of bed, and for the first few minutes, your legs feel heavy, your knees ache, and it takes a while before you feel like yourself again. You might chalk it up to arthritis, or just old age. And in many cases, that's true. But here's the part people don't often hear: when the pain shows up in both knees, and it's new or different from your usual stiffness, your body could be trying to warn you about something much deeper, like inflammation connected to your pancreas. The pancreas might be deep in your belly, but it doesn't just stay quiet when there's a problem. When it becomes irritated or diseased, it can release tiny messengers called inflammatory cytokines into your bloodstream. These chemicals don't just stay near the pancreas. They travel, sometimes to your joints. And when they do, they can trigger a very specific kind of pain: symmetrical joint stiffness, especially in the knees. That means both knees feel stiff, achy, or swollen in the morning, and not just one like with regular wear and tear arthritis. Sarah experienced this months before her diagnosis. Every morning, she would wake up slowly, rubbing both her knees, trying to ease the tightness before walking to the kitchen. "It's just part of getting older," she'd say. And Dr. Smith believed her, until it was too late. Her joint pain wasn't from aging. It was her body sending early signals of something deeper going on inside. If you're noticing new or unusual stiffness in both knees, especially if it lasts more than 30 minutes in the morning and gets better as the day goes on, don't ignore it. Pay attention to whether it's been getting worse. Are your stairs harder to climb? Do you hesitate before standing up? Is the pain spreading or changing? Keep a short note each day in a calendar or notebook. How long does the stiffness last? Does it respond to movement? Are your joints warm or swollen? These details matter, especially when paired with other subtle symptoms like fatigue, changes in digestion, or loss of appetite. If you've made it to this point in the video, I want to thank you, not just for your time, but for your willingness to listen. Not to me, but to yourself. To the quiet changes in your body. The little discomforts. The strange new feelings that come and go. These aren't just signs of aging. Sometimes, they're warnings. And sometimes, they're the only warning you'll get. Point 6. Unexplained fatigue that feels different than usual tiredness. We all feel tired sometimes. After a long day, a poor night's sleep, or even just from getting older, it's normal to want to rest. But there's a kind of tiredness that doesn't feel normal. It's not the kind that goes away after a nap or a good night's sleep. It lingers. It weighs on you. It feels like you're carrying a heaviness inside your body that doesn't match the effort you've put out. That kind of fatigue, especially if it shows up with no clear reason, deserves your attention. When the pancreas starts to struggle, your body often can't process food and energy the way it used to. Digestion becomes less efficient. Blood sugar levels may swing more than usual. And your organs, muscles, and brain aren't getting the consistent energy they need to keep you going throughout the day. The result? A tiredness that settles deep into your bones. Dr. Smith recalled a time when Sarah, who used to be up and moving before 7 a.m., began sleeping longer, and still waking up exhausted. She'd start a task, like folding laundry or writing a grocery list, and halfway through, she'd need to sit down and rest. "I just feel off," she would say. "Like I'm not myself today." And it happened more and more. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. But it was steady. Unexplained fatigue is one of the most overlooked early signs of pancreatic trouble. It often appears before pain, weight loss, or more obvious symptoms. It can be a signal that your body is spending extra energy trying to manage something beneath the surface. So if you or someone you love starts saying they're tired all the time, even after sleeping well, or needing rest after the simplest tasks, don't shrug it off. Keep track of how long it's been going on. Is it getting worse? Does it come with appetite changes, brain fog, or unusual bloating? All of these small things together may be pointing to a bigger picture. Please, don't ignore those subtle signals. Don't wait until the symptoms scream for your attention. Talk to your doctor. Write things down. Speak up for yourself, and for the people you love. It's not silly. It's not overreacting. It's being wise. It's being alive to the quiet voice inside your body saying, "Help me now, before it's too late." If this video helped you recognize even one small thing, let us know. Comment below and tell us what you'll be paying closer attention to from now on. You never know who might read your story and be encouraged to act. And if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe so we can continue sharing these life-saving lessons built on love, loss, and learning. Take care of yourself. And listen closely. Because the body whispers, long before it ever cries out.